Hey guys, today we're going to be talking about the differences and likes of hills, mountains, and plains. Let's start with mountains. They're sometimes snowy because of their altitude. Now, their altitude is how high they are. For example, the reason why Mount Everest is very tall, and snowy is because of its altitude. It's 29,000 feet high, so it's super high. And they're also very tall, which is its altitude. And now let's talk about hills, because they're alike and most people get them confused. They are not as high as mountains because mountains go thousands of feet, and so, for example, act like this much is about 50 feet. They go way above that, all the way to the thousands, and then come down. And the reason why, and hills are not as big, so that's why they get confused. Now, what are alike between these two? They can both make valleys. If two mountains are beside each other, the middle of them is called a valley. If two hills are right next to each other, it makes a valley. So that's what are kind of alike with them. Now let's talk about plains. Plains are very flat. And the reason why is because it has a lot. That's why it's so grassy and stuff, because it's not that bumpy. And they have lots of animals and are a little bumpy. For example, a straight line to the side, it's a little bumpy. That would be kind of like a plain, but not as many bumps. And it has a lot of animals in it, which attack each other, only eat insects, maybe only eat grass and stuff. So there's that. And hills and plains, what they have that are like, they barely have trees. And mountains and plains are kind of hard to relate, but they're both in the U.S. And what all of these have in common is they are all landforms.